We work so you can play.
Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com. We have a Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report that we're doing. It's going to be Tomb Kings versus Warriors of Chaos. It's going to be 2,000 points, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this. So let me introduce you to the players and their armies. Okay, first on this side we have Chris, known as Fighting Gopher on the forums, and he is playing Warriors of Chaos.
Running 10 Warhounds, sorry, a little fast guys. I've also got a Shaggoth, being the only player that actually fields them. Fielding only 3 characters in this list, one of which is a Sorcerer Lord and the other 2 are Exalted Heroes. 40 Marauders, which are at the front, and then 5 Marauder Horsemen, as well as my 6 Knights.
Over on this side we have Zach, who's going to be playing Tomb Kings. So Zach, why don't you quickly tell us what is in your army?
Alright, I've got 2 units of 24 skeleton archers, full command. 3 Ushabti with the Tomb King. 3 chariots with the Banner Bearer. Bone Giant. A Lich Priest with the Casket of Souls. And a Screaming Skull Catapult with the Skulls of the Foe. I'm running a Tomb King, Tomb Prince, High Lich Priest, and Lich Priest.
Okay, so we've rolled off for missions and who's going first and deploying first. And we got mission number 2, which is Dawn Attack, which basically means that you kind of set up randomly on your side of the board. You roll to see if you start in the center or on the left and the right side. And Zach rolled and won and got to go first, so he deployed all his guys over here. You can see that most of them ended up in the center, and then one of his units ended up on the right flank. And then we have Chris over here with his Warriors of Chaos. Most of his guys ended up in the center with one guy on the right flank. So it almost mirrors exactly, except notice these guys are looking the wrong way. Notice those guys are looking over that way. It's because of this black dude over here. It's gonna suck their souls out.
Yes, they have souls.
They have no souls in Chaos. So we're doing Dawn Attack. So right now, Chris is gonna roll a die, and if he rolls a 6, he gets to essentially steal the initiative, just like we've seen in 40K. And see if he goes first. It's a 3. So Zach is definitely going to have the first turn unless he wants to hand over. He's going first. Okay, and the victory conditions are just normal victory points. First off, the Tomb Kings generally just advance. We have all the archers that move forward, the chariots move forward, and then use their magic to get a little further. The Ushabti move forward, use their magic to get a little further. Bone Giant move forward, and these guys stayed where they were. During the magic phase, the Tomb King archers over here managed to get some magic shooting off, thanks to their high priest that's with them. And they fired at these guys and did nothing. They fired at these knights and did no damage, which is expected. And then the catapult got a free shot in the magic phase and landed on these guys right about here and managed to kill one of the marauders and did not damage the Shaggoth. And then the most fun thing that happened in the magic phase was that the Casket of Souls rolled a double 6 for like when it rolled against the leadership and managed to suck the life out of 4 of these Chaos Knights. That was a nice little victory for the Tomb Kings in the first turn after all the shooting did really nothing. And then during the shooting phase, they all fired again, and nobody was injured. And as you can see, there is no combat phase. So now it's Chaos, turn 1. So not much has happened yet because the armies are still closing in on each other. As you can see, well, over there is what the big stuff that happened. We just have all the units basically advancing. The one spellcaster tried to cast a few times. His one spell got dispelled. His other one backfired and blew up a few of his own guys. And the other one did nothing either. So the magic phase was rather uneventful. In the shooting phase, these guys threw their spears and they went thump, 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 because it was out of range and missed them. And yes, we know you could measure beforehand, but there's not really anything else for them to shoot at anyway, so they just did that to intimidate that poor little Tomb Prince, who's now worried about the spears. But the big thing that happened is we had these knights recovered from getting their brains sucked out of their bodies and decided to charge the chariots who had gotten out of position and just completely rammed through them and managed to overrun them. Well, actually, they didn't even overrun them because they destroyed them. They just overrun afterwards. And they charged into this group of archers. Which, interestingly enough, if the archers were in a combat, they would actually be able to continue fighting them as well. But archers were not already in combat, so this will be resolved next turn. So that's all the Marauders happen to do. So now it is Tomb King's turn 2. Okay, as you can see, there's some gaps on the board. These skeletons moved up. The magic phase allowed, well, we had the Shabti move up as well. And the bone giant that was here moved over here. You can kind of guess right now what happened to him. And then in the magic phase, a lot happened, and not much happened at the same time. All the different magic users cast extra movement, extra shooting, extra hitting, and none of it really amounted to anything except allowing the catapult to turn around and shoot again and miss during the shooting phase. The big thing that happened in the magic phase is the Casket of Souls was opened up and managed to not only kill one of these poor little warhounds, but every single Marauder horseman, even though they were just charged by these Shabti. So the Shabti are standing there going, what just happened? Where'd the guys go? As they literally saw the light of their bodies get sucked out and drawn into the casket.
Don't forget the Shaggoth.
Oh, and the Shaggoth, poor soul, got 5 of his 6 wounds sucked out of his body because of that. He's rolling double 6s everywhere with the casket. It's just not fair. Then the Chaos Knights, of course, they had charged in. The Bone Giant charged their flank, managed to kill a couple of them, and the Skeletons managed to kill a couple of them as well, or kill one of them as well. But the guy on the Juggernaut there, he issued a challenge to the Tomb Prince and just massacred him and mashed into little pieces, and then the Juggernaut ate him afterwards and spit out his bones, which was all he was at the beginning, and managed to do lots of extra wounds. And so, because of all the combat resolution, both the archers and the giant had to take 7 wounds, and so the giant went down from combat resolution, which kind of sucks, and 7 more of the archers went down as well. So that's not looking too good for the Tomb Kings over here, although they did manage to kill a couple Chaos Knights. That's nice, but we still have a lot of Warriors of Chaos left, and we still have a bit of Tomb Kings left too, so it's still undecided who's going to be winning. Besides, we're just in the middle of the second turn anyway. So let's see what happens in the Warriors of Chaos, turn 2. Alright, you can see now there's an even bigger gap here in the center. So let's take a look at what happened. So basically, over here you notice all the archers and the Lich High Priest is gone because, yes, the Chaos Knights managed to finish them off and just the combat resolution killed the rest. All that's left is the buddy here on a Juggernaut. And he's turned and he's decided to face these guys, even though they're probably going to crumble to dust because the Hierophant is now dead. So the Tomb Kings are definitely in trouble. Over here, the Shaggoth decided to charge into these Shabti and the Tomb King, managing to kill one of Shabti and wound another one quite significantly. But then, since he only had 1 wound left, even though he had just had a spell cast on him that gave him regeneration, he was killed. And so these guys decided to overrun, and now they're coming in close to these Warhounds. But still a nice, big, healthy unit of Marauders here. They've only lost 2 or 3 guys, I think. So that's still quite the size right there. Although not very many points, so we'll see what the victory points looks like at the end. But this is looking pretty sad for the Tomb Kings, because now they're going to start to crumble, as these guys' leadership, there's no hero in there, right?
No.
Yeah, so their leadership is 3. And the Catapult's leadership is 3, and so we're going to see lots of bones returning to the ground where they belong. We're going to turn now to turn 3 of the Tomb Kings.